Yo, what up, Spice fam? We got Justin here. He has got a new Dragon Ball Super Set 6 build. Justin, what have you built?
Today we have made Red Gogeta. This deck, you basically search everything out of the deck with all your effects, but we'll get into that when we start doing the profile.
Turn 2, how many cards in hand?
Turn two, a couple of games, I've had at least 13 cards in hand.
Jeez.
It's nutty.
That is insane.
The leader on the front side, he has an activate main once per turn. You ditch a red Goku BR or a Vegeta BR from your hand, and you draw 2 cards and you take a life. So that's an immediate +2 for you just by you dumping 1 card out of your hand. And then his awakening is you draw 1 card and then you untap 1 energy and you flip him over. On his leader side, his auto main is you swing, he draws a card. But his activate battle once per turn, you can choose a red card from your hand and send it to your drop area. And then if you have 2 or more Gokus and 2 or more Vegetas in your drop, your opponent can't play 2 cost or more counters. So that saves your Gogetas from getting hit by like Mafuba or anything like that. And he also gains +5k and double strike.
Awesome. All right, so what do you have in the main deck?
So to start off, we play 4 Goku prepping for fusion and 4 Vegeta prepping for fusion. These two do the exact same thing. One will search out the other. The Goku will search Vegeta. Vegeta will search Goku, and both of them will each can search a Veku. And then you add them to hand, and at the end of your turn, both of these cards will send themselves back to hand.
Sweet.
Then next we play 3 of Preemptive Strike Son Goku and Preemptive Strike Vegeta. With these, they have a Sparking 2 effect, so if you have to have 2 cards in your drop area. They can search is it a Gogeta? Yeah, they search a Gogeta or a Vegeta for Goku, or a Gogeta or a Goku for Vegeta. Good lord, that's a and they add to hand, and then you send a card from your hand. And then their activate mains are polar opposite of each other. Goku can give himself +5k, so he comes as a 2k, 15k attacker, and then Vegeta can target a battle card your opponent controls ignoring barrier, and they lose 5k. So it lets you either kill something really small or let you swing over something that you couldn't normally swing over before. And then just like the 1-drops, they return themselves back to hand at the end of the turn.
Their names confuse me with the preemptive strike.
Right, because we have another preemptive strike.
Yeah.
Then we play 3 Goku, 3-drop Goku, and 3-drop Vegeta. These are their harmonic energies. Now, these are a bit different. They both have a Sparking 3, and for Goku, his effect is activated when he's played from the hand. It has to be from the hand, can't be from deck. You search your deck for a Gogeta or for a Vegeta, excuse me, and you play it in rest. You look at your top 7 and you search for a Vegeta and you play it in rest mode, and then you shuffle your deck afterwards. For Vegeta, on the other hand, you switch him to rest mode and then you look at your top 7 for a Goku and then you play it in rest mode. You can't get this Goku's effect because he has to be played from hand, but you can get the 1-drop or the 2-drop because they don't have to be played from hand, they just have to be played. Goku's activate main, he can give himself +10k, and he can swing on battle cards in active mode. So he makes himself big, and then you start poking at your opponent's stuff on board to get him off the play.
And how does that work with Vegeta's effect?
With Vegeta, on the other hand, Vegeta can target a battle card ignoring barrier, and he negs at 10. So he is a bigger version of his 2-drop, except he just negs at 10. And then both of them have the effect of returning themselves to hand at the end of the turn. Then moving into the Veku engine, we play 4 of Contents of Under Pressure and 4 of the Fragile. Contents of the Pressure, before we get into that, the best thing about both of these is that their Union Fusion is free. So you're just ditching the Goku and Vegeta out of hand so long as they're the same power, which all of them, as you noticed, were all 10k. Both of them have an auto to where you can't play a second copy of that version of that card. But with Veku, this one he's a 15k, so you can use it to poke at your opponent or punch over something on board. And then with the Fragile, you can pretty much do the same thing, except he's a little weaker. But both their activate mains can be sent themselves to drop area, and then you grab back a Goku or Vegeta in your drop. Except with Veku, on the other hand, as he's leaving, he targets a battle card your opponent controls and negs at 10.
Jeez. So those are super free.
Mm-hmm. And then getting into the Gogeta engine, we play 4 of the 6-drop, 1 of the 7-drop, and currently 4 of the 8-drop.
You got the SPR there.
Yeah, beautiful card. With the 6-drop, which I found this really weird at first. I had to read it a couple of times before I finally got it. But he's got double strike, and he's got his Union Fusion. His Union Fusion, you pay 4, you draw 2 cards. That's its cost. And then you send the red Goku and Vegeta from your hand. So if you don't exactly have it in hand and you manage to draw into it, you can just go from there. But it's really nutty. His permanent says that he can't be KO'd by battle cards. But, however, he can only be played. He can't be played from any other area if your leader is of another color. So if they ever put out dual color leaders, he can't just be played at all. Once per turn for his auto, when he swings on a battle card, he stands himself back up, which is really good for the 8-drop, which we'll get into in a second. But we also play the 7-drop just in case we can't get into this for some odd reason, because he has an EX Evolve of cost of 1. And he has triple strike, and when he's played, if you have Sparking 10, which is really easy to get in this deck because you're constantly dumping stuff, your opponent cannot activate effects on battle cards for the duration of the turn. So that turns off their super combos in hand, and anything that's sitting on board, like with blocker or something, they can't activate it.
Interesting.
And now we get into the 8-drop, which is this boy right here is the best boy.
This card is disgusting.
His EX Evolve is you send 2 red cards from your hand, and you play him over the 6-drop. His permanent is he can't be KO'd, and he can attack battle cards in active mode.
And his auto?
His auto skill, his first part is let me flip this over so I can read this correctly.
It's a lot of text,
yeah.
right?
When the card evolves in this card, if there are no battle cards in play in your opponent's battle area, choose up to 2 cards in your opponent's life, and you place it in the drop. So he comes in and they got nothing in play. He's sending 2 cards to drop. So
which works with your Gokus and Vegetas swinging on active mode battle cards, negging them 10k, ignoring barrier.
Mm-hmm. And then his last auto, which is one of my favorite parts in the entire card, is whenever he attacks on a battle card, he switches himself back to active mode. So long as they have battle cards in play, he can just keep swinging.
So the 6-drop has that effect, but it's once per turn. So he just gets 1 restand. But this guy can just go and go and go.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It gets crazy. I played against a friend, and he was trying to save a card, and I just kept swinging on it, and he was like, I'm just going to let it die. I'm tired of this.
Yep.
Then we get into the other extra stuff. We have 4 Roshi. He's the Sparking 5 for red. Mm-hmm. This is real easy to achieve in this deck, so it's pretty straightforward from there. We are teching 2 Beerus at the moment.
Spicy.
For those of you who don't know, Beerus, when you combo with him for his auto, he costs 2. And you can choose an attacking battle card that your opponent has. You choose one of their skills and negate it for the duration of the turn. So if your opponent's like swinging at you with double strike and they're going in for a game and they've dumped their entire hand, you just drop this and turn off the double strike and just take the 1 damage.
This is a game-changing card, you guys. Be on the lookout. Have this in the back of your mind when you combo out for game.
And then for the extra cards, we play 3 copies of Is That All You Got, 3 copies of After Image, and 2 copies of Unending Awakening. For those of you who don't know, Is That All You Got, if your leader is red, you can negate the attack and then choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and neg them both 15k. So it really gets like 3 drops and stuff off the board that are all 15k and whatnot. And I had one play come up the other day where was it you, Nick? Yeah, it was you.
You got both of my Raging Gohans. I was playing Janemba.
And he swung with one, and I dropped it on him and hit both of them, and then they were gone. And then we have After Image Technique, just in case we need to take a life and do some other stuff and next stuff and make stuff big. I'm having a stroke big. And then we have Awakening to make the leader big, so that way it's hard for him to swing over.
Cool, man. Well, I'm sure we will be updating as we progress in the set and learn more about the meta. But thanks for sharing this deck profile with us, man.